This is Tara Graham reporting for the Real News Network in Baltimore City, Maryland. I'm here with breaking news into the Department of Justice investigation into the death of Freddie Gray. The Baltimore Sun reported that the Justice Department will not pursue civil rights charges against the 6 officers who had been charged in Gray's death in 2015. The Justice Department initiated the investigation under President Obama in 2015, shortly after the officers were criminally charged by City Prosecutor Marilyn Mosby. The probe was focused on if the officers violated Gray's rights when he died in the back of the police van after his spine was severed en route to jail. The move is consistent with the Trump administration's stance that it will temper Justice Department scrutiny of policing initiated under Obama. Now, what announcement did the Department of Justice make?
Well, it wasn't an announcement specifically officially from the Department of Justice, but sources told the Baltimore Sun that the Department of Justice will not be pursuing civil rights charges against the 6 officers involved in the death of Freddie Gray. What this means is that there will be no more criminal investigation. During the previous Obama administration, the Justice Department had initiated an investigation into the violation of the civil rights. Remember that when the Justice Department does a criminal investigation, it has to do something with the constitutionality of the crime. So in this case, it was to determine whether the officers violated Freddie Gray's civil rights. So this basically ends any sort of criminal investigation into the death of Freddie Gray.
So is there anything next? Are there any moves for lawyers from the ACLU or Department of Justice, or even in a civil case? Is there anything left to do?
Well, remember, the officers were tried and found not guilty, 3 or 4 of them, and then the State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby dropped the charges. The only thing remaining to happen in terms of, and this would be an administrative hearing, would be the 5 officers of the 6 who were investigated on internal disciplinary charges, which are administrative charges based on the Baltimore City Police policy, have requested a trial board, which is an administrative body that determines whether or not the judgments against them were actually correct. So it's like an administrative hearing where you get to challenge your punishment. An independent investigation done by the Montgomery County Police determined that 3 of the officers should be fired for violating policy and 2 or 3 other types of discipline. Well, the officers have challenged that. So the only thing that we'll have left to see in terms of this process would be open disciplinary hearings, called a trial board here at City Hall. So other than that, this is pretty much over. I mean, obviously the family settled with the city for $6 million for a civil suit. But in terms of any possibility of criminal prosecution in this case is now over.
Thank you. This is Tara Graham and Stephen Janis reporting for the Real News Network in Baltimore City, Maryland.